Hello and welcome back to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay Howe, episode 54. Thank you for coming back. I hope you all are doing well. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Um yeah, I've been super busy and now I'm at a little chill moment and I'm going to enjoy it. Um But you know what, girl? I got a Vegas chip. Oh my God. I really just fucked that up. I have a Vegas trip planned. Okay. It's kind of for my birthday because my birthday's coming up. And so I'm kind of living for that right now. I'm on a calorie deficit because if the body's going to be out, I want to feel good. I hate a calorie deficit, I'm not going to lie, but I got a new real tree bathing suit and I want to feel good in it, okay? My beauty spells that I do say that my beauty is always to my liking. My body is always to my liking, okay? So, if all works out, then any stage that my body is in is going to be of my liking. Someone missed their cue to get into places again. Um so I'm just over here, I'm getting my steps in. I'm being a little bit more diligent about getting the fattest ass you've ever seen without surgery. You know what I mean? The BBL allegations, they are soon to be rolling in. Okay, everybody knows I can't afford a BBL. And even if I could, they don't look good. And that is no shade, no tea, no shade to anybody who has a BBL, but they look pretty artificial to me. So, the BBL allegations will be strolling in here pretty soon. Um, and if I'm lucky, the Ozempic allegations will be strolling in pretty soon as well. Um, so yeah, body's about to be tea. Body's about to be tea. As tea as I can get it in the next 22 days. I'm gonna go do 15,000 steps after I finish filming this. So and I've been to Disney so much lately. I get like 20,000 steps every time I go to Disney. I am eating pineapple upside down cake Dole Whip in a 16-ounce cup when I'm there. So I don't know, probably just evens out. But yeah, I'm off my sugar game. I've been off my sugar game, girl. I've been just get the sugar away from me. I'm not a diet culture girly, but the sugar is crazy sometimes. Sometimes I go off the wagon. Okay. And everybody in my family's got diabetes. And I've probably talked about this before, and I am scared to get diabetes. Okay. Luckily, I don't drink like regular soda or like literally be eating ice cream every night. But hey, I got a family history of the beatus. And so I am very diligent about not getting that. Anyways, Vegas is coming up, girl. And that got me thinking about all the Vegas trips that I've had in my life. Okay. I haven't been to Vegas since 2022, I believe, which was a really fun trip. And then I went in 2021 for a bachelorette party, which was super fun. Nachos for the table. That's an inside joke. I was gonna say if you know, you know, but you don't. Well, you do if you do, but so if you know, you know. Nachos for the table. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I've been in this like I was invited this past weekend, and then yesterday I like fully committed. I'm like, okay, I'm going. So now I am not only am I in my calorie deficit and making sure that body is tea, I am also doing my all-time favorite thing ever to do, ever, which is plan an outfit. 2 outfits actually. Because we're gonna be there for 2 days. So this is the only thing that I care about in life, and I have said this many, many, many times. I just want to curate outfits and be seen in them. Okay? That's all I want to do. Okay? And I don't want them to be trendy and I do not want them to be expensive. And I do not have a love or passion for designer clothes or jewelry or diamonds or anything. Like, really, the outfit is all in the vibe, it is an aura, and it radiates. Okay. I can definitely tell when you are wearing something that you are not comfortable in. Okay. Not only are you not physically comfortable, like, say you're wearing like a corset and it's restricting your airways. I can also tell when you're not vibing with it, you know? And that attracts for me too. Like, if someone dresses me, if someone were to style me and they'd be like, "Oh, I picked out this outfit for you and I think you look really good in it." And I don't think I look good in it, or I don't feel good in it, or I'm like, "I would never wear something like this." And like, it fits weird. And like, why would you put me in this? I will not be hitting the town with confidence. So, at the end of the day, it's so fun and so incredibly fulfilling for me to plan an outfit, especially like a going out at night outfit. But that being said, I have not really I have been to Vegas as an adult. Like, I definitely have. And the last time I went in 2022, I was giving adult. But all the times before that, I was giving 20 something year old little girl who loves vodka and cigarettes and is high as she possibly could be on weed, of course. And the outfits really kind of radiated that as well. I was trying to look for old pictures of me in Vegas, and the vibes have truly evolved, and I am really looking to curate a very uh you know divine feminine vibe, if you know what I mean, because I'm also in my woo woo right now. I want to look I want to look powerful, but I also want to look like a really expensive whore, if that makes sense. Like, I do not want to give modest. We'll say that. We'll put that out on the table right now. She's not giving modest and she's not trying to. Okay. And it's summertime. It's going to be my birthday. And so I have this outfit formula in my head. Okay. I have about a little over 2 weeks to get this together. Okay. The budget is right now $0, but in a couple days' time, I'm going to get a windfall of cash. And with that, I'm going to put 98% of it into savings. Okay. And then pay some of my bills with it. And then I'm going to be able to curate a very nice outfit. Okay. So I'll be hitting the thrift, and I will be hitting the ground running with the thrift too. Okay. Really, I only need outfits to go out, daytime outfits, pool outfits. I just wear what I got. You know what I mean? I can curate something that I haven't worn before out of the pieces that I already have type shit. I'm fine with that. I do not need to buy an outfit for every event every day. But yeah, I was looking at my 21st birthday outfit and I don't even know where I got this dress. I think I probably got it at Forever 21. It's kind of crazy when you go to Vegas, when you have a Vegas trip planned and you're not running to Forever 21 to build the outfit, It's a new era. It's a new era. We are in our divine feminine. We are in our woo woo. Okay. I'm going to gamble a little and win a bunch of money. Like, that's what's going to happen for me. That is what's going to happen. And by the time I even go to Vegas, I'm going to have so much money anyway. Like, I won't even have to worry about it. So we're abundant. And that is on period. But I'll enter this picture into evidence, if you will, of me on my 21st birthday in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. I had been to Vegas like a couple of times before I turned 21. And we'll get into that. But this is what I wore. And it's kind of funny because, well, this outfit, I knew I wanted to wear red. And actually, I kind of want to go red for this trip too. Like a deep blood red. Like, this is giving fire engine. That is okay. But the pearls I was on to something, but I don't know what it was. And I was wearing like so much white eyeshadow. I don't know what the aura was that I was trying to give. The aura was off. It was well, it wasn't off. It was perfect for its time. Okay? This is how you look back. This is fashion history, okay? This is you look back on fashion, whether it's in your life, your personal life, or like literally the history of fashion in this world. But yeah, dude, you have to look back and, get a little bit of, you know, that's where you were at that time of your life. That's kinda how I feel about tattoos a lot of the time too. It's just like, as long as it's not something like totally insanely like niche, at one point, like you could be like, "Oh, I was like really into floral print. And so I have this floral tattoo on my foot." You know what I mean? It's not the worst thing you can do. I've always thought if you want to get a tattoo and you don't know what to get, a flower is timeless, you know? If you get any type of flower, it's not you're not going to be, 20 years later like, "Oh my god, why did I get that? It looks so bad." No, girl, it's fucking flower. For God's sakes. Okay? And I got a flower tattoo on my foot for my first tattoo because I had a tattoo party for my 18th birthday in my parents' garage. Okay? We'll get into that in another episode, maybe a future birthday episode on this channel. But yeah, the tattoo party was crazy. But anyways, and you can see in this photo I am wearing insanely high stiletto heels. Okay? And that brings me to my first funny Vegas story that I would like to share with you today, which is don't wear the heels if you can't walk in them. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the vibes were I was trying to give with the stilettos of it all, but it is a rookie mistake to be out on the town in Las Vegas or any city for that matter in those types of heels. Okay. And these heels that I'm wearing in this photo are literally skinny, like 5-inch heels. Okay. And I am 5 feet tall. Okay. So this is like, I think like my equilibrium was off being that high. Okay. And now this story is not with this outfit. I'm going to pull up the shoe that I was wearing during this story. But one time we were in Vegas, this was probably in like 2010, maybe 2011, around there. And I was with actually the same crew of people, the gang, I like to call them, as I am going with to Vegas this coming month. The one that I have planned, the one I'm yapping about right now. Same group of people. My best friend Sarah, her husband Alex, who's also my best friend, and my other best friend Gavin. It's just like a besties situation, and we're all going out. Okay. So, anyways, I don't know if Gavin was on this trip actually. He's been with us several other times to Vegas, but anyways, we were going out, and my outfit included the Jeffrey Campbell high heel boots. Okay. Those of you who know ball know exactly what I'm talking about. But in case you don't, I am going to pull up a picture for you here and jog your memory. Okay. Um, I was wearing these shoes. Okay. So that's why I think it was 2010, because this was like the shoe of 2010. Okay. You were not even like anyone to be referenced. Like nobody even needs to talk about you if you were not wearing these shoes. You know what I mean? If you it was the Tumblr era too, it's just this was the shoe. This was the shoe. Okay. And there were many dupes. Many, many dupes. Okay. The heels did pop off. You did have to be careful if you got a dupe. Okay. My friend Sarah and I used to shop at the store called 499. That's what the store was called. Okay. Times was good at one point. At one point, Times was good, bro. Um, And they had the dupes of these Jeffrey Campbell shoes at the $4.99 store. Okay. Everything at the $4.99 store was between $4.99 and $11.99. Okay. That was the price range of everything in the store. You like one single item would not cost you more than $12. Okay. Like I said, times was really good. So basically I was wearing these shoes. Okay. When you're a woman in Vegas, there are many perks. Okay. Especially when you are a young woman in Vegas, especially when you are a young woman in Vegas with your other young women friends, when you're attractive, when you're young, when you want to drink, when you're out on the town. Okay. There are many, many perks. Okay. One of those perks is open bars. They exist. Okay. So we had gone, well, okay. So we were with Sarah, like me and Sarah, and I don't remember exactly the whole group, but Alex and maybe it was Gavin. You'll understand later why I don't remember every single detail, i.e. the open bar of it all. Excuse me. Anyways, Sarah and I found out that in the casino that we were at, or one near us, was doing an open bar for women from like 7 to 9 p.m. or something like that. That was the time frame. You go to this bar, it's open bar for all girls. Okay? That's a steal, by the way. Even though back in those days, drinks weren't even expensive in Vegas either. I'm like kind of like freaked out to know what everything costs in Vegas right now. They do need our support. It is a dying field out there on the Vegas Strip. So if you do have the time and the finances, I would support them and get some debauchery going in your life. Anyways, we went to the open bar. What did we do there? Well, we got really fucking drunk. Like really drunk. Danced our asses off. Me in the Jeffrey Campbell boots. A dupe, of course. Okay. So once 9:00 rolls around, the deal was that Alex and let's just say Gavin. I don't know if it was Gavin, but let's just say Gavin. Alex and Gavin were going to meet us at the open bar that we were at because they had to fucking drink the Tecates in the room to get as drunk as we were going to get. Okay. So they were going to drink in the room. We were going to get the open bar at the bar. And at 9:00, they were going to meet us there. Okay. So the situation was I was pretty drunk at this point. So I don't think it happened at this open bar actually. So I think that the boys met us at that bar and then we went to the next club. And when I say bar, I mean club. Like everything in Vegas is a club, or it was in 2010. So we had gone to, it was probably, I don't fucking remember when it was. I don't remember what year it was. So we had gone, they had met us, and then we had gone to the next club. Okay. At this point, Sarah and I are peak drunk. Okay. We're maximized. We are basically as drunk as you can get without, literally passing away. Okay. So we get into this other club. And as soon as I get into the club, my legs are literally wobbling, right? They're going like this. It's so hard to describe, but my legs are literally wobbling like on the literal stilts that I'm on. And I'm trying to walk normal. Like I feel fine. I'm not blacked out at this point. I remember all of this. Okay. It's a little blurry, but I remember it. And I'm walking around the club, whatever. And at that point, I was always trying to be like social butterfly and hang out with people and see if we can get new experiences and people invite us place or whatever. So Sarah and I had split up inside the bar. She was with her man. I had split up and I was like, I'm going to go find somebody. I'm going to go find a boy or a group of girls or whatever. I'm going to go do that. And I also had to go to the bathroom. So I'm walking around the bar, being friendly with people, the club, being friendly with people. The music is loud. You can't really talk, whatever. I end up being like, okay, let me go pee. I didn't really connect with anyone. So I'm like, let me go pee. So I go to pee in the bathroom. And as I'm coming out of the bathroom, I'm still wobbling, but I'm trying to keep it together. I'm almost like, let me fucking take these shoes off. But, I probably didn't even have socks on, and you can't really be walking around barefoot in Vegas. Okay. They don't really like that. So as I'm walking out of the bar, the club, a security guy is approaching me. And I'm like, oh, what's up? And he's like, you're too drunk, hun. You can't walk in those heels. And I was like, oh, well, yeah. Look at these fucking things. They're high as fuck. You can't walk in these either, by the way, and you're supposed to be sober. And he was like, all right, well, you have to go. You're being kicked out. And I was like, what the hell? I'm being kicked out of the fucking club. That's, first of all, embarrassing. I was not embarrassed at all. I was like raging. I was like, this is so messed up. What the fuck? Like, what? Like, I'll just take the shoes off. Like, whatever. Like, we just got here, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, girl, you got to go. Sorry. And it's like dragging me out by my arm to the front door. Okay. While he's dragging me out, I'm also thinking, like, fuck, like, Sarah and Alex and Gavin or whoever is like somewhere else in this club. Like, how am I going to fucking like contact them to like, I think we had Blackberries at the time. You know what I mean? I don't know if we had cell phones at that point. Oh, we had cell phones, but I don't know if they were like iPhones. And it's like the club. You can't just answer your phone in the club, you know? So I'm thinking, fuck, wait, like, how am I going to tell them that I'm getting kicked out? And there's all these people and I'm getting drugged to the front door. Okay. I'm thinking this. And as he drags me to the front door, there's like 2 exits to this place. And they're kind of like right next to each other. There's like a wall in between them and they're like right next to each other. So as I'm drug out of there and it's like coming from a dark club to like the light of the casino or whatever, he's pulling me out and I look to my left and Sarah is also getting pulled out of the club by another bouncer. Okay. She is simultaneously getting kicked out of the club with me for a totally different reason, but at the exact same time, which is so crazy to me. And we see each other and we're like, wait, what the fuck is going on? And and I'm complaining and she's complaining. I'm like, so what? But they kicked me out because I can't fucking walk on my heels. Meanwhile, I'm still wobbling around in these heels. I mean, I am about to crack my ankle on these motherfuckers. Okay. They had every right to kick me out of that place. They really did. I am older and more mature enough to realize that, yeah, bitch, you are fucked up and you need to go get some flats, girl. You need to get a flip flop if you want to be out tonight. And maybe a glass of water, and I'm like, why did they kick you out? Like, trying to talk to her. And she's like, he fucking said that I flipped off the bartender and I would never do that ever. And I'm like, fuck them. She's like, yeah, fuck them. We're like raging through this casino, literally saying that we are going to leave scathing Yelp reviews for this club, which is now closed down. And it closed down several years after this incident. And when it closed down, me and Sarah were like, finally, our Yelp reviews have like brought them down. We knew our Yelp review was going to bring them down. We're like, I'm going to fucking tell everybody I know this club is da 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 da. Girl, some fucking debauchery, 20-year-old debauchery. Like, it's so crazy. So Sarah is insisting. And when you're with the drunk girl and she keeps bringing up the same topic, that's what we were doing. We are clubs away. We're walking down we're going to a different location now. It's been 20 minutes and we're still like, I can't believe they really think they could kick us out of that club. Like, who the fuck do they think they are? Like, these fucking heels are so high. Like, he couldn't walk in them even if he fucking tried. He's so fuck. And she's like, and I would never flip anyone off. Ever. I would never do that. It's fucking 30 minutes later and we're still going on and on and on about this. Okay. Let me adjust. Okay, so we're doing that or whatever. Anyway, I don't remember the rest of the night. I had blacked out at some point, but it was fun and nothing else crazy happened that night. But the next morning, mind you, too, when the boys picked us up, they were like kind of drunk because they were drinking beers in the room. But when they found us, like when they met up with us after the open bar, they were like, oh shit, these bitches are fucked up. These bitches are fucked up. And then I think that they kind of sobered up a little bit because they saw that we were fucked up from the open bar. And then we ended up getting kicked out of the fucking club at the first club that we went to after that. And we're raging and raging about Yelp reviews. And the boys are just like, fuck, dude, we can't. I don't know how we're going to fucking wrangle these two. Like, it was crazy. I mean, we were Snooki and JWoww maxed out Snooki JWoww vibes. Okay. So the next morning, we wake up and we're kind of like reminiscing about the night before, blah, blah, blah. We're all hungover. We're trying to fucking go get coffees or whatever, trying to drink water, blah, blah, blah. And, and so we're like, damn, so we got kicked out of the club, right? Like, we're trying to piece everything together at this point. And Alex is like, dude, you guys would not shut the fuck up about it. Like, you guys talked about it for the rest of the fucking night. You said you were going to like ruin their whole business with a Yelp review. And we're like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. And then Sarah was like, wait, so why'd you get kicked out? I was like, well, apparently I was wobbling in my heels and they didn't want me there. And they said I had to fucking go because I was too drunk. And she was like, oh, that's crazy. So why did you get kicked out? And she's like, they try to say I fucking flipped off the bartender. And Alex goes, actually, by the way, here's what actually happened. And he was with Sarah the whole time, so he doesn't know what happened with me, even though it was clear I was wobbling in my heels and everything was totally justified on their part. He goes, this is what actually happened. There was a bartender that had come up to you and said something normal to you. Like, it wasn't anything rude or anything. Like, maybe he was like, oh, are you done with this glass? Can I take it or whatever? And she had like snapped at him or something like that. And then he was like, okay, like, I don't really know the story too much, but I know the punchline. He was like, I'm not serving you much anymore, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, why are you saying that I did this? And she was like, I'm a fucking bartender. I would never treat you poorly because I fucking bartend. Meanwhile, she does not. She's a server. She's not a bartender. So she's just lying, right? But drunk and lying. She's like, I would never fucking do that. And then he was just like, I guess, okay, whatever, ma'am, like whatever. And not only did Alex is like, not only did you actually flip off this bartender, you double flipped him off with both hands. And Sarah's like, wait, I did? Cut to her last night being like, I would never do that. I would never do that ever. And then it cuts to her inside the club going, fuck you, double-handed fucking flipping off this bartender. And Alex the next morning is trying to explain to us everything we're denying that happened last night absolutely happened. Sarah's like, I would never flip off anybody. And he's like, not only did you flip them off, you did the double fucking hand, girl. Like, you guys were way too fucked up last night. Like, that was crazy. That was crazy shit. And we were like, oh, sorry. After he told us that, it was like hey, how y'all doing? We were like, oh fuck, we was fucked up. And then we proceeded to get fucked up again that night. I mean, this was 2010 or whatever, but that shit was so fucking funny. And it was in that moment that I was like, I'm not a super high heels girl, dude. I just don't have the anatomy for it. My anatomy does not work with a super high heel like that. It is what it is. I'm a slip-on kind of girl now, like, and even with this 21st birthday picture too, like, these were fucking stilettos. And it's funny too, because when we went back in 2021 for our girls' bachelorette party, this was 2021, right? So we were all like between like the group that I was with was between like 31 and 35. That's like how old everyone was. And so we were all wearing sensible outfits with semi-sensible shoes, but it was a bachelorette, so we were trying to look really hot. So I have this video, or someone has this video of us all putting our shoes on before we walk out to like go out to the clubs or whatever, and we're all putting like bunion cushions in our shoes. Literally had all these fucking like orthotics for our high heels because we were all like Vegas when you're 30. Vegas when you're 30, fucking bunion cushions here, fucking, like inserts that you would put in like running shoes. We're like trying to fit them into our heels. Like it was crazy funny, dude. It was crazy funny. But we were like, yeah, we can't really vibe. We can't vibe. We got to, we know the vibes now. We know the vibes now. And if you're going to wear a high heel, you have to make sure it's not going to fucking kill you by the end of the night. And that's for any night. But Vegas, there's so much walking. There's so much walking that goes on in Vegas. So you got to be smart about your shoe choice. You really do. So yeah, that was the first time that I got kicked out of the club simultaneously but separately from Sarah, which was super, super fun. Another time I had gone to Vegas with a fake ID because I was not 21. I was dating this older man. And his friend gave me her expired ID and she looked just like me. So she gave me her expired ID to like use to drink places. And the first club we tried to go into, they were like, first of all, this isn't you. And secondly, this is expired. And then they were like, hold on one second. We're just going to like show this to like the bouncer or whatever. And at that point, I was like, we got to go because I'm going to get in trouble for using this. And so we all kind of bounced and I just left the ID behind because, whatever. And security was literally just like chasing us down. I was running in high heels through this casino. And I could hear the security like, blue shirt, black pants, blue shirt, black pants. Like they really wanted to arrest me for using that ID, which is fraud. I understand. But I was just trying to get into the club, girl. What the hell? So that was another time. I mean, I didn't get kicked out of the club, but I did get kicked out of the line of the club. So that sucked. Um, oh my God. And then okay, so one time, this is my other Vegas story that if there's any lesson that you take from this story, it is bring ample bottles of water with you to your room. Okay. I think when you first start going to Vegas as a young person, you don't think about that. You need like a fucking 120 pack of fucking waters in the room at all times, especially if you're going to be there for 2 or 3 days. Like, that is the biggest lesson that you should take from this story. Okay. We were in Vegas. I don't remember what year it was. We was still young, dude. I was under 24 years old. I was probably like 22 or 23. Maybe younger. I don't know. But we were out. We got hella fucked up. Like super, 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 super drunk. Okay. I basically blacked out. But I remember being in the room when we got back. It was probably like 5 in the morning because that's how late you stay out at Vegas, 5 or 7 in the morning. I mean, the sun is rising by the time you're fucking like getting back into the fucking room. That's what the real ones do, however. Um, I had fallen asleep on the bathroom floor in the hotel because I was feeling nauseous. Like I probably had alcohol poisoning. Like, don't drink, dude. Honestly, it's not good. Anyways, I was there in the bathroom. I had fallen asleep on the floor of the bathroom. Okay. I woke up several hours later after falling asleep. I want to say it was the middle of the night, but we probably didn't even get in until the morning. So, do with that information what you will. I woke up in the fucking bathroom floor and it was like pitch black in there. But as soon as I opened my eyes, I could feel my throat like it's never been thirstier. I have never been so thirsty in my life than I was in this moment. Okay. Did we have bottles of water in the room? No, we did not. And if we did, it was like the free ones that like usually you get in a fucking hotel room. And there simply just was not water available to me because we didn't think about it. We were young and dumb. So I roll over and there's the bathroom trash can there on the floor of the bathroom where I'm at. Okay. What we used to do back in the day is we used to take the bathroom trash can and line it with a brand new trash bag. And then we would go fill it up with ice because we'd be making cocktails in the room. So it's like, oh, I want ice in my margarita type shit. So we would go to the ice machine on our floor and fill up this little trash can. It was, yes, it was a bathroom trash can. This is disgusting. You should not do this. I do not recommend this at all. Okay. We lined it with a clean trash bag and then poured the ice in there. But nonetheless, this is ice we're scooping out of a trash can. Okay. It's not recommended. So I wake up parched on this bathroom floor. I roll over and I feel, because it's like super dark in there. I roll over and I feel the trash can right there. And it's ice cold on the outside. And I remember in my head, oh my God, this was from the ice bucket. It's all melted now. So this trash can is filled with ice cold water right now. Okay. And I feel around and I find like a solo cup and I dip it in and get a full cup of this ice water and I down it. I'm like, drink it. Oh my God, it was so nice. My throat was like, oh my God. My body was like, thank you. Thank you. And I was able to go back to sleep. Okay. Then I wake up in the morning when everyone's waking up. I'm still on the bathroom floor. I'm coming to. And I, go up to the sink, I'm like rinsing out my mouth, brushing my teeth, trying to come to. Okay. Then I look down at the trash can in question, the trash can filled with ice cold water. And I look at it, and inside of it is like hair and eyelashes, dirt, sand, wherever we got that. Like, there had been so much debris since the ice situation of us getting ready in there. I mean, the hair was what really got me. And then it all came to me that just hours ago, I had dunked an entire fucking Dixie cup and drank the entire thing. And this is the source that I drank the water from. And even to this day, it makes me nauseous to think about. But I cannot deny the satisfaction that I got from drinking that ice cold water. Okay, I needed it. I needed that ice cold water when it came to me. It was presented to me by God almost. Okay, and I had to wake up the next day and look at the source and know that if it wasn't pitch black in that fucking room, I would have not dipped my cup in there and drank out of it, you know? And it's also very difficult to just like drink the sink water from like a hotel. You need a lot of water in your room readily available, okay? And these days you can get those fucking liquid IV packets, the elemental salt mixtures that you put in your drink that's supposed to like be triple hydration for you, okay? Because if you're smart, you're in Vegas in the summertime and that bitch is hot as fuck. That bitch is hot as fuck in the summer. Okay? You need to be hydrating. That's the lesson here. Okay? And also the lesson is do not take that bucket of ice idea. Don't take it. It's a bad idea. Sometimes we used to line the sink in the bathroom with a bag and fill that up with ice, because the ice bucket they give you is like this fucking big. I'll be able to get like one can of Diet Coke in this to cool it, you know? They don't give you a cooler's worth of ice there. You got to take 100 trips back and forth so you can get enough ice for all your cocktails in the room. Okay. So if I had any advice, don't drink it all. And if you are drinking, let it be water. Um, yeah, that was so fucking horrible. Um, but there was another super fun time, and I think this was on my 21st birthday that Sarah and I ran into these Canadians. They were there for a bachelor party. Um, and all these dudes. And they were so fucking fun. And they were all super nerdy and like Canadian. So super nice, like not fucking weird at all. Like just like dudes genuinely having a good time for a bachelor party. And we found them on the strip because their one friend who was like this funny like ginger guy was walking up to people on the strip and like asking them a question, and then when they went to answer it he'd be like, "Oh, sorry, that's my bluetooth. That's my bluetooth, excuse me." So this is obviously 2011 because that's when I turned 21. And right, I think that's the math. um and so the Bluetooth joke was funny. You know what I mean? That was like peak comedy too. Dane Cook could never. Um, so he was doing that to all these people and we started laughing. We're like, dude, this guy is fucking with everybody. It's so funny. And then Sarah ended up doing it to him. Sarah ended up coming up to him and she was like, "Oh, what's that thing you're doing?" And he was just like, "Oh," he started to answer and she goes, "Oh, sorry, that was my Bluetooth." And all the guys were like cracking up. They were like, "Oh my God, dude, she got you." Da 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 da. So we started hanging out with these guys for like the rest of the night, like walking up and down the strip. There's like all these funny pictures. Like we stopped and like held a snake at one point. You know what I mean? Like shit that you'd be doing on the strip. And at one point, the fucking funny ginger dude thought it would be funny to get a henna tattoo on the strip. So we were hanging out with them and we went in there and he got a henna tattoo of glasses like on his face. And he was like so drunk he didn't realize it was henna, like it was going to like stay. And the wedding was, like, 2 days from that. Like, they were doing the classic thing where it was, like, the bachelorette and bachelor party was, like, the night before the wedding type shit. So, the groom, which was such a fucking nice guy, he was like, "Dude, that's fucking henna," and they were all laughing too. They were just hysterically laughing the whole time. He's like, "Dude, my fucking wedding's in 2 days. Like, that henna's gonna be on you for, like, 2 weeks." And I would give anything to see the fucking wedding party photos of this groomsman with henna tattoo glasses on his face. It was so funny. It was so fucking funny. Those guys were hilarious. And those are all my favorite like Vegas stories really. I know there is more, but my memory has either blocked them out or they are extremely inappropriate to tell on the internet. If you know the story, then you know the story. Okay? I can't really tell it on the internet. Some of them are like that. One in particular. But I'm excited to go back to Vegas and really serve cunt. I mean, serve cunt. I'm going to try to do an updo. If I'm emotionally available to try to do an updo for like the classic Vegas night. Oh, and I didn't even mention that night too is Jersey Shore themed. Yeah, dude. We're all dressing up like the Jersey Shore and apparently going on a party bus or something. And so I'm going to be in my final form, which is, Snooky. And Sarah's gonna be Jay Wow. And Alex is gonna do his hair blown out. He's gonna be Pauly D. And Gavin's gonna be the situation. I mean, it's gonna be so fucking fun. I've been wanting to do a Jersey Shore themed party for a long time. And the time is now. It's gonna be my 36th birthday, and I'm dressing up as the Jersey Shore. And that is just how things should be. That is quite literally how things should be. So that'll be super fun. But anyway, that's going to be it for me today, you guys. Um Next week we will talk more about my outfit. We're gonna see if I have anything that is going to, I figured out my outfit formula that I want to serve. Excuse me. I figured out the formula that I want to serve. I do want to serve cunt. Um, but the thrift store will ultimately decide for me what I'm going to wear. So that'll be really excited, and I'll come back with you with some updates at that point. What is the date today? We'll have several more episodes, I think, before. So this comes out on the 1st and the 8th and the 15th. So yeah, we have 3 more episodes before I go to Vegas. And I have a lot more going on in between all of those days as well. So yeah, this is going to be really exciting. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in yet again to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay Howe. And I will see you next week. Bye.